Hey, what's up guys? Frosty the Dark here, and today I'm going to be starting a new series that I call Masterpiece Builds. It's builds for warframes or for weapons or for Kubros or whatever it is. It's builds for Warframe that just work really well and are accessible, and they're builds that I've come up with or maybe experimented with that I want to share with you guys. And today I'm going to show you a build for Saryn that is you can pretty much use on all content in the game. There's essentially nothing that you can't use this on. So this is her setup. Oh no, that's the cosmetics. This is her build. This is pretty easily accessible. It's only a 3 former requirement. It does use all of the Umbral mods, so you got to have enough endo to max those out. Prime continuity just for a little bit of duration, overextended for your range. She really doesn't need efficiency just because of Hunter Adrenaline. You're constantly going to be getting shot at, and that's going to give you energy. And her strength really just needs to be positive. Regenerative Molt, in my opinion, is one of Saryn's best, and I mean, you should really be using this all the time on her. It's just a really good self-heal. And then this is a freebie slot. You can put whatever you want in here. If you for some reason feel that you want a little bit more duration, or a little bit more power strength, or a little bit more range, any of these mods can go in that slot. Personally, I just like being able to use her one quickly before engaging with enemies. This is kind of a two-part setup. This does use a Zaw. And the reason why is because you want to spread around. The whole crux of the build basically is this condition overload here. So you're going to be getting the stats from her, the toxic damage she can do, the corrosive damage she can do, the viral damage she can put out, and then whatever damage is on the Zaw. So this isn't actually optimized for her because this has got viral on it. But I use the Zaw because of Arcane Hunt. I can show you why in a minute here. So the Zaw I actually use for her is this one. And so this has got Radiation Cold, viral on it because of the strike, because you can't always cast your 4, you don't have a whole lot of energy. And it actually puts Healing Return to use, which is pretty cool. Because otherwise this mod really doesn't get used. And I did breed this beautiful dog on a random incubation recently, and you can use a Kubro with this setup too. It actually works quite well. Because you're constantly using your melee, you're going to be healing him, and since he does a pretty good amount of damage, he can heal you. And though she is pretty tanky, she will start to take some pretty serious damage at later levels. So why don't I just go ahead and show off the build. Now, for the record, you're never going to find a room like this where you need to fight... how many am I going to spawn? I'll just spawn the max Corrupted Heavy Gunners at level 135. No invincibility, no AI pause. This is way over. You're never going to come across a room like this. Just a little knockdown. And if for some reason I don't think they're dying fast enough, I can use my 4 and make them die even faster. And my health doesn't drop, and they die. And you can just do that for any content in the whole game. It works in Sanctuary Onslaught. It works in the sortie. I mean, it works for everything. And then the components for the Zaw. So the reason I actually do like the this one here. I'll show you. I do kind of like this one because it has a little bit of crowd control built in, and I'll show that off quick. And then I'll get into the actual components for the different saws you can make. Oh, I don't have energy. But the reason I like this one is because you can use Exodia Hunt with it. And it pulls everybody in. Oh, there we go. My health is getting low. Just use Molt. And bam, I regenerate my health almost instantly. This one you gotta ramp up a little bit. But that crowd control with the pull, it's quite good. A lot of your survivability just comes from the fact that they're just getting crowd controlled and they can't actually hit you. And then lastly, the last saw I want to show off is this one. Yeah, this one. This one works pretty good too, and I actually do really like this one. I think out of all of them, this one's my favorite, and also this one is the most accessible. I'm going to be showing the Zaw parts at the end, but this one you can make really early. Basically, as soon as you can make Zaws, you can make that one. See, this one shreds them too, and like I said, this one is probably my favorite of all of them. Technically speaking, Sin, the first one I showed with the Plague Head, the Plague Strike, is the best. That one's going to perform the best, especially at like later levels. But this one's a lot of fun. That one just destroys. I do put Viral on it just because, like I said, I don't always have the energy to use my 4. But your 4 on this build is a good panic button because it will stop enemies from doing what they're doing, and they'll have a little bit of a stun phase, and that'll give you time to use your Molt if you need to. And I'm going to show off the components for these. This is a basic status build for this type of weapon. You just use Ikwana Jai. That's going to bring your status up to 25%, and you get a really nice attack speed out of this. Your critical chance does suffer a bit on this one. Here's the second one. This one requires a... the strike is from the Plague Star event. So you might not have access to this one right off the bat. But this one starts with Impact, Slash, and Puncture, and Viral on it. So that's 4 elements right off the bat. Then all you got to do is put on like Radiation and Cold, and then you got a ton of elements right there to work off of Condition Overload. And then this last one, this one's my favorite. This is what this one's made out of. This one actually only uses Jai 2, and it gives 20% status chance and 20% critical chance. And with Primed Reach on here, the range is just beautiful. Also a really nice high attack speed on this one at base. So, if you're doing this build on a budget, this one's the one to look into. I'll just show the dogs build quick. One more time. I put this in here as a freebie slot in case I want to put in Hunter Command. Because then the game doesn't really explain this, but the way things works is priorities for precepts actually go like left to right, bottom to top. So if you want them to do Hunter Command and you want them to do that above all else, you put Hunter Command in this slot right here. But the lifesteal is really nice. This, I mean, you're basically not going to go down anyway with Saryn, but this is really going to drive it home that you're just not going to die or go down at all. So yeah, that's the build. Hopefully you guys put this to use and enjoy it. I was a little bit hesitant to put it out before Melee 3.0, but I don't think that much is going to change. So yeah, there you go. Enjoy, guys.